All right, good afternoon. We are going to finish week 6 of the CFL 2026 season. So far, things are going pretty well. Here are the standings as of the end of week 5 in my pre-play. I've used a couple of different games, but I'm transitioning all of the CFL pre-play to pen and paper football. So it's a chance for me to play and enjoy pen and paper football, although I won't be using it as a career game, fictional game. But it's a chance for me to enjoy this and play fast games and really enjoy it enjoy this game, but also hopefully make it fun for those who are watching. So Montreal leads the East 3-1. Toronto, Hamilton, and Ottawa are all knotted up at 1-3. In the West, we have Edmonton at 4-0, BC at 3-1, and Saskatchewan at 3-1, and two teams knotted up at 1-3. So we do have an undefeated team coming out of week 5. But we do not have any offers, so that's good news. And Ottawa, Edmonton, I have completed from week 6. Edmonton, that's what made Edmonton 4-0 and Ottawa 1. It made Edmonton 5-0 and Ottawa 1-4. So Edmonton remains undefeated with a 13-point victory over Ottawa in their house. All right, we have 3 games left for week 6. We have Toronto at Princess Auto Stadium, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Coach O'Shea with Collaros, Oliveira, Wilson, White, Dembski, Neild, and Cobb are the top receivers. Castillo doing the place kicking, and Vival doing the return duties. Toronto comes in here again. Both these teams are struggling. Miller coach. We got Kelly, Jim Kelly's nephew, of Hall of Fame Buffalo Bills quarterback, went to 4 straight Super Bowls. That is his nephew. Their running back is Hicks. Coxey, Polk, Meidel, Kamen, and Ungerer are the top receivers and backs. And Harala, I don't know why I do this every time. It's not that hard. Harulahu. I just don't say it enough before I go on air. Harulahu. Toronto. All right, with that being said, let's get this baby started. Toronto with the ball first to start the first quarter. And they are, by the way, +3. 17 plus 3, 20. They're going to score 10 points in the first quarter. How do they score those? Let's look at the touchdown first. It is a return for a TD. Holy cow. So they're going to get a kick return for a touchdown on the opening play. So Winnipeg kicks it off, and Toronto's Grant takes it back to the house for a touchdown, and the field goal is 29 for Harulahu. Holy cow, 10-0 Toronto. But Winnipeg is a +4 against this Toronto defense. 17 plus 4, 21. They're going to score 10. We got us a CFL game now, baby. Double digits scored in the quarter by each team. That looks more like CFL. And their touchdown is going to be a pass touchdown to the tight end, or that would be your top SB, your slot back, probably Dembski maybe. And their field goal, 59-yard boomer by Castillo. And folks, it's knotted up after 1. Toronto 10, Winnipeg 10. All right, Toronto's second quarter, what do? Add 3 to this, 18. They're going to score a touchdown. This touchdown is a 42-yard bomb to Kamen. 17-10, and Winnipeg's defense backpedaling. Winnipeg, 19 plus 2, 23. Winnipeg's going to score 14 points. Touchdown number 1 is a touchdown for their 4th running back. So in Canadian ball, this would probably be the fullback subbing in, rare fullback appearance, or their second quarterback at the goal line. They bring in that quarterback to run those quarterback goal line runs. So I would see that 4th running back is probably the fullback, or the second quarterback coming off the bench for a short yardage run. Touchdown. The second touchdown for them is a halfback star. 71-yard rip. Oliveira goes 71 yards, and it's the star halfback, so we know who it is. It's not the second guy. It's not the third guy. 71 yards. Folks, it's 24-17 at halftime. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers kicking butt. But still, folks, it's only a 7-point game. Winnipeg starts the third quarter after O'Shea gives his team a round of applause on offense, tells them the defense, you better tighten your belts. or there's going to be some butt chewing and some rough practices this next week. 20, they're going to score another 10 points, 34 and 3/4. It's going to be an 87-yard kick return. They started in the third, so they start off with a kick return, as did Toronto. So Vival takes it 87 yards back to the house, and their field goal, 50 yards for Castillo. Folks, 34. And to get big scores early, you need defensive touchdowns. You need punt return touchdowns, kick return touchdowns. That's what makes high scores, right? Normally it isn't quarterbacks throwing 7 touchdowns in a game kind of thing, right? All right, here we go. Toronto Argonauts, they've got to start scoring and scoring big. +3 to this. 20 is 10 points. 27 to 34 and 3/4. They're going to get a 54-yard bomb to Coxie, and they're going to hit a 41-yard field goal. And this, folks, in the fourth quarter is a shootout. 34 to 27. Winnipeg with +4 against this Toronto defense. It's going to be 6 + 4 is 10. Oh, they're only going to make out a field goal in the fourth. 21-yard chip shot. Uh-oh, leaving the door wide open for Toronto. +3. Add 3 to this. 10 and 3 is 13. They're going to score 6. They're going to miss the PAT. 9-yard touchdown to the slot back. That's going to be Polk. But they're going to miss the PAT, and that's it. This game is on ice. 27-33 to 37. One hell of a game. Folks, CFL fans all over Winnipeg and CFL football got a treat. They got their ticket prices right there worth of football. 70 points scored between those two teams. Winnipeg climbs to 2-3. Toronto smarting at 1-4, and their coach, I'm telling you, it might be time to make a move away from Miller. Actually, isn't Miller a new coach, though? I don't know right offhand. All right, that's game 1. Game 2, the Calgary Stampeders against the big bad Montreal Alouettes. Calgary comes in here hurting. They're 1-3. Montreal 3-1 in my 2026 pre-play season. Week 6, Montreal, coached by Moss, Alexander at quarterback, Theus at back, Holland, Sneed, Spiker, Stearns, and Philpott are the chief receivers. Maltos doing the place-kicking duties, and we are at Percival Molson Field for the Montreal Alouettes. Calgary, Adams Jr. quarterback, Mills at halfback, Jones, Philpott, Brissett, Brooks, and Barnes are the chief receivers. McTammany is the place kicker. I think I finally said his name right for the first time all year. So, this ought to be epic. However, Montreal with a +5 scoring against this defense. Calgary only a +1. So I'm telling you, this is going to be a blowout. So gird your loins, Calgary fans. Coach Dickinson not going to be a happy man when this game's over. 16 + 1. Oh, maybe he will be. 17. He's going to get a touchdown right out of the gate. First quarter TD for Calgary. It is a 4-yard run for the halfback Mills. Add 5 to this. Montreal, 5-5 is 10. Field goal. Holy cow. Maltos held to a 42-yard field goal. The Montreal Alouettes, despite a huge advantage against this defense, are down after the first quarter. 4 points. Calgary, second quarter. What do? Add 1. Touchdown, Calgary. 1-yard run by Mills. Touchdown, 14-3. Montreal, this is the thing about Montreal, choking when they should win these. They lose the games they should win and then turn it on in the playoffs, right? 25! They're going to score 21 points. Spoke too soon. Alexander says, shut your mouth, Jason. Here we go. A 111-yard kick return for a touchdown. Quarterback dive, 12-yard scramble, touchdown, Alexander. And the third, a pass touchdown to the running back, Theus, of 29 yards. That is what a +5 offense looks like. Huge special teams. 12-yard run by the quarterback, 30-yard pass to the halfback. That's beautiful. It is 24-14. Calgary turning in circles. What the hell happened? Montreal, after a halftime talk by Moss, tells his guys, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go to work. Third quarter. Montreal, +5, 11. They're going to get 3. What? 31-yard field goal by Maltos. And suddenly Calgary has tightened down the reins. Calgary needs to score points. 2 plus 1 shutout. Oh, it's over, folks. Calgary blinked in the third. Montreal now icing on the cake. 9. Another field goal. Wow, both teams slowed down in the second half. A 56-yard field goal by Maltis. And Calgary plus 1 would help a big roll. 14, they're going to score a touchdown. It's an 11-yard pass to the slot back Brissett. Touchdown, but that ain't enough, folks. 21, let's see here, 24-30. 21-30. Calgary falls to 1-4. Montreal climbs to 4-1. What a game. And I'm telling you, if you rate these teams right, now when you play this game, you roll up teams randomly. It's a career mode. You don't get to rate them how you want. But if you're creating NFL teams or you're creating college teams, you're creating pro teams, you want to remember it's not so much how high your offense is. It's whether defenses would have a bonus. So if you're making the 85 Bears, for instance, they'd be like a plus 12 defense. They would be shutting everybody down. But in games where it's arena football, Canadian football, college football, you want to see all of your defenses a few points off. So most of the offenses have an advantage. 11-9, 9-7, 10-7, 10-7, 12-8, 9-8. So you'll notice that all of the offenses in the league are going to be a little bit better than the defenses, and that's what's going to allow this little die, this linear die, to create more accurate CFL scoring. So it's not magic, it's just recognized that basically defenses in college football and defenses in the pros, they aren't the same. I mean, defenses in college football, arena football, and CFL football, even if they're good, they're going to give up 20-something points a game, right? If you're in college, you could be good and give up 24 points a game, right? But, I mean, Alabama, obviously, you know, those kind of things are pro style. I mean, those teams are almost pro teams in many ways, right? Those guys are all going to make it to the pros. All right, so we got Hamilton at 1-3. The Ticats coming here, coached by Scott Milanovic. Bo Levi Mitchell, Roundtree at halfback. Mitchell, Smith, Tarowski, Gittins, and Wheatfall are the chief receivers. Legio doing the place-kicking duties. Wooden doing the return man. On the flip side, Corey Mason is Saskatchewan Roughriders. Again, looking good. They're 3-1. They are trying to keep pace with both Edmonton and BC. So they've got to keep winning, folks. Harris at quarterback, Oulet at running back, Olet at running backs. I don't know how you want to say that. Johnson, that would be Keyshawn Johnson, Schaefer Baker, Duncan Buskey, or Bushy. Is it Bushy? I can't read my writing. I think it's Bushy. Duncan Bushy. Emulus, and then the other Johnson at wide receiver. Forgive me, I can't think of his first name offhand. It's not a slight. Hell at place kicker, and Letcher at return duties. And we are in Mosaic Stadium, baby, the green and white. All right, and I am a fan of Saskatchewan. Calgary and Saskatchewan are probably the teams I'm most interested in as an American. All right, Hamilton has a +0 against this defense. Saskatchewan has a +3 against this defense. So Hamilton starts out with no help at all today. They got to execute. Nope, in the shutout, first quarter, Hamilton is blanked. And why are they blanked? We can look for just the hell of it. It is a fumble lost, so they might have been headed down to score, but had a big hit by the linebacker who recovered a fumble. Lineman recovered the fumble, So that would be a big hit against Roundtree. He coughs it up. Saskatchewan with a +3. What are they going to do? 23. Saskatchewan's going to give them a 14-point edge. That may be all they need to win this game. A 3-yard pass touchdown to the fourth running back. That would probably be the fourth SB, Emulus. And a touchdown for the fullback / quarterback, backup quarterback. I would guess probably they bring in Crum. Is it Crum? Saskatchewan have Crum? I can't remember. Bring him in at the goal line. He punches in a 1-yard run. Touchdown. 14-0. Hamilton better get off their snide. 20 points. Hamilton scores 10. And that is epic. That is a 5% chance, and Hamilton pulled it off. 32-yard bomb to their first slot. That's Smith, and the field goal, 54-yarder by Legio. And folks, it's 24-10. The Hamilton Ticats fighting. 16 + 3, 19. We're going to get another touchdown by Saskatchewan. This one, a 12-yard pass to the second SB. That's going to be Duncan Bushy. And folks, at halftime, it is 21-10. Saskatchewan fans on their feet. They're looking to stay. They're looking to keep pace with Montreal, who's 4-1. However, Montreal's in the East. All right, here we go. Saskatchewan gets the halftime pep talk from Corey Mace. Tells his guys go out and keep getting the job done. You got to tighten up the defense, guys. And here it is. It's going to be 10 plus 3, 13. That's a 6-point. It's a run for the fullback, and they missed the extra point. So Hale has now missed an extra point today. Hamilton Ticats are going to get 3 plus nothing shutout for the second time today. Holy cow. Fourth quarter, Saskatchewan celebrating, their fans on their feet. They're going to be shut out. So they messed around and got shut out. Will Hamilton make them pay for that? 6 plus nothing. Nope. Hamilton shut out in the second half. Folks, a 27-10 game. Hamilton cannot get a point in the second half. Hamilton falls to 1-4. Saskatchewan goes to 4-1. Holy cow. And there it is, folks. That is all of week 6 for my pre-play of the CFL 2026 season. I have all of week 6 in the books. I think they start week 6 this week, right? I think that's upcoming. So there it is, folks. Where's the first one? Here it is. Okay, Edmonton came in at home 4-0 against Ottawa. Wins 28-15, and Edmonton remains undefeated, 5-0. Ottawa falls to 1-4. We're starting to see haves and have-nots. We're starting to see the rich and the poor in my CFL replay. So I don't know if we're going to see any middle class, any middle. Right now, man, it's rich and poor. It's have and have-nots. It's feast or famine in my CFL pre-play. Toronto at 1-3. When we see matchups that are 1-3 and 1-3, one of these guys is going to start to get to the middle class. And we end up with Winnipeg winning that 37-33 in a hell of a game. A lot of points scored, a couple of kick returns for touchdowns. But Winnipeg at home pulls it off by 4. They are 2-3. Toronto falls to 1-4. Calgary having a rough year, 1-3. They showed promise last year with a pretty solid defense. Things aren't working like that for them this year. They have lost this one against Montreal and a powerful offense, 30-21. Montreal climbs to 4-1, and Calgary slips down into the bottomless pit of 1-4. Hamilton comes in 1-3. Ticats on the road against a very good Saskatchewan, and what do you know? They are totally blanked in the second half. They lose 27-10 to Harris and Company. Harris and Company at 4-1. Montreal at 4-1. Edmonton at 5-0, and BC Lions are 3-1. So again, we have a lot of 1-somethings and a lot of 3s and 4s and 5s and something. So haves and have-nots happening, and there it is. By the way, for those who may have noticed, this is the original deck. This was the very first deck I ever made when I was playing our Patriot Football League. I can't even remember what year that was. I want to say that was 2020. It was around COVID when I started that league with Dell and all the guys. This was the first deck of cards I made. I found this. I had this when I dug out my files for my favorite Desert Island games. I had to dig out some files to find some files for this book when I was just reminiscing before I did my videos. And in those files were my original cards. They're not in as bad a shape as I thought. I remembered them being really wore out. They're yellowed and they got some work, but they aren't near as bad a shape as I remembered. So that's cool. So I found my very first deck, which had the star rating: sack, fumble recovery, DB star, run TD, fullback star, 1 yard, field goal. So again, I didn't change it much. But this is back when I was just getting this idea down. It's pretty cool. So very fun to play with the original deck of cards for my original. I think it was the very first season of the Patriot Football League. We used pen and paper football. And then we transitioned at some point to flash football. And then we transitioned to a computer game for a couple of years because I was way too busy at work to play the games. And then we transitioned back to, to Grid Zone, which kind of dominated PFL. And then we found our way back to PFL when I came back after a long break from tabletop football. And I can't remember what we started back with. I think it was BCF. It was one of my football games. And now I want to use this for the Canadian games. So again, I love the pace of this. One die roll, we see the scores, I can get the details, and I can enjoy the narrative of the game very easily. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and good luck to all CFL fans and players out there. I hope you enjoy your amazing version of football. Bye-bye.